सर आवाज आ रही है?
यस यस।
ठीक है, तो संतोष जी अपन 10 मिनट बाद शुरू करेंगे, ठीक है ना अभी?
ओके।
ओके सर। अच्छा, अच्छा आपका कुछ पीपीटी है संतोष जी?
पीपीटी नहीं है,
हेलो।
ऐसे ही है। पीपीटी नहीं है। ऐसे ही है, बीच में एक दो थोड़ा बहुत चार्ट डिस्कस कर लूंगा, बट पीपीटी ऐसा सच नहीं है।
ठीक है चलिए, नो प्रॉब्लम, लाइव करेंगे ना पर आप।
हाँ हाँ।
ओके, थैंक यू।
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, participants. We are starting our session in next 5 minutes. Thank you. Hello. Am I audible, guys? Hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So just in next 2 to 3 minutes, we are starting our session, guys. Thank you. Okay, friends. So let's start our today's session. So once again, we welcome you all in our one of the most important session. Okay. So guys, CFI and Philip Capital welcomes you in one of the another exciting session on 360-degree market talk with an expert. First of all, I request each participants to please mute yourself so that we can enjoy our session. Fine. Okay. So guys, with this, CFI and Philip Capital welcomes you all in our another exciting session on 360-degree market talk. So this time, CFI tried to keep something different because every time, like I try to give some information about the technical derivatives and all those things. But right now, guys, we have one of the finest analysts from the industry, Mr. Santosh Meena, because he's having a very good experience in the market. Very in next 2 minutes, I'll give his introduction. But the reason why we have kept this kind of webinar is because looking at the market volatility, looking at the market direction, and upcoming IPOs, and so many things are there. So we thought to invite Mr. Santosh Meena so that he can solve all your doubts and he can speak about the market. So the flow of the today's session would be like this. First, Mr. Meena will speak about the market and what are the sectors according to him. We have to look on that. Post that, we have few questions. We try to cover those questions with Mr. Meena, and Mr. Meena ji will try to answer all those questions. Post that, we will open the Q&A session for all our participants, and you can ask all the questions to the Santosh ji, and he will give his best to answer all your queries. Okay. So with this, let's ask our today's expert, Mr. Santosh ji. Mr. Santosh ji Meena, he has experience of more than 9 years in the field of stock market and has expertise in technical and derivative analysis. While at the same time, he also involves some fundamental analysis in his study for the portfolio management and long-term investing. Mr. Meena is with one of the premier institute of premium broking company, and he is working as a senior analyst for last 7 years. Mr. Meena is an MBA and CFA level 2 candidate. Okay. So with this, Mr. Santoshi, I would like to invite you, and the stage is all yours, sir. Yes, Santoshi, you can unmute yourself and you can go ahead, sir.
Am I audible, Sanjeev?
Yes, but a
Yes.
little bit loud, sir, please.
Okay, okay. Uh, First of all, thank you so much, Nishanji, for the great introduction. And I would like to thank all the participants to be with us on Sunday evening. Uh, on Sunday evening, so it is going to be very exciting 1 hour with all enthusiastic participants. Last Yesterday was 13th March. You,
Yes,
most
sir.
of you don't know that in last year on 13th March, market hits lower circuit, right? I believe most of you don't remember that, but I can't forget that day because last year on same day, I got married. Actually, everyone was preparing for the Bharat, and I was looking my mobile to check market updates. So it was very interesting day for me. And
Congratulations, sir.
thank you so much. One of my friend told me from the stock market who told me that getting married is also like hitting lower circuit in life, but I take it in different way. I believe it is a beginning of new life, new journey. Similarly, the market started new life, new journey after hitting lower circuit in the March. So I take it in a different way. It is a great journey. It is very exciting last 1 year, and this journey is going to continue forever. Uh, if we talk about the last year, so in month of March, there was so much pessimism, so much panic, so much fear. Like market was behaving like world is going to end tomorrow. So there was so much negativity, and many business channels were saying that market should close for at least for some time. But thanks to thanks to our regulator and exchanges who didn't close market for a single day and continue with, and we can see what the recovery our market has given, what a stellar comeback. Market has proven one important nature of law, which is anyone, anything which goes through tough time become stronger and bounce back sharply in his life. Similarly, market bounced back very sharply from tough time from March lows and witnessed a stellar rally in last 1 year. If we talk about 2020, everywhere there was a pain, there was a frustration, there was a fear. Many people have lost their job. Many people have lost their loved one. But what interesting thing was, market was among the few places which did work of bringing smiles on the face of people. So it is very great to be part of this market. I am very proud to be this part of market. 2020 was a very challenging year, but at the same time, it's the year of learning. It's the year of change, transformation. We come out of our comfort zone and did extraordinary things. So it was a year of learning, and market is one of the biggest guru. It teaches us every day, every second, and I respect it a lot. So it is all about 2020. Now, from the March low of 7511, Nifty has more than doubled in last 1 year. So now the question is, how long this rally will continue? And there is a lot of disbelief and doubt among the people. Means people think that still there is a lot of problem. COVID-19 is still there. There is a lack of job in the economy. Some areas are still struggling. So there is so much disbelief in the market, and just because of this disbelief, I believe this bull run will continue for a long time. If we talk about the bull market cycle, so it started with lots of pessimism when there is so much negativity. And this bull market started in the March of 2020, where when there was so much negativity. And bull markets and when there is so much euphoria, means everyone wants to invest in equity market. Everyone thinks that nothing better place than equity market to make money. But as of now, we are not in that kind of situation actually. Still, there is a lot of disbelief among the investors about this rally and this bull market. So this bull run has lots leg to go. I believe we have just uh, crossed 20-30% of this bull market. So there is a long journey we have to cover for this bull market. Some people are saying that it's kind of 2003 to 2008 kind of scenario where Nifty has from 900 level to it touched at 6500 levels, means it becomes 7x in 5 years. So if we goes 7x from here, means from 7500 lows, so Nifty can become 50,000 in next 5 years. Can it possible? It is looking very big figure. It can possible. We have to trust on India. Similarly, in 2003, when from 2003 to 2004, market has doubled. Nifty and Sensex has doubled, and people were saying market has already doubled. How much it can go? But another in next 4 year, it it kept rallying and surprises everyone. So we have to believe in India. There is a tectonical shift in world. Like you can see that the world is looking for China plus one, China plus two policy for manufacturing, and India is emerging as a leading country for the manufacturing hub to the world. And other than these, there are lots of policy announcement by the government. Actually, the bull run in the market has already started in September 2019 when there was a corporate tax cut. But suddenly there is a black swan event of COVID-19 comes, then market we saw a setback. But this bull run again started, and recent budget is a can be act as a catalyst for the economic growth of India because there is so much infrastructure spending, announcement of capex. Actually, if government is showing confidence in the economy, then corporate co- private capex will automatically come. Corporate will also show profit, so confidence in the economy. So there is a huge growth opportunity for India. Just like in 80s, Japan did very well. In early 2000, China did exceptionally well. And in last decade, US economy did very well. So can next decade can be of India? I believe the in next decade India is going to outperform the world. So I believe in Indian economy, and we can expect stellar performance by Indian stock market. You will say that market has already doubled from the March low, but if you see the performance of the last decade of Indian stock market, then it's only 11% CAGR return in last 10 years, which is less than gold return. And in this 11% return, if you look at the components of Nifty and Sensex, they are FDFC twins, they are Bajaj twins, Reliance, TCS, Infosys. These high quality stocks did well, and just because of this, Nifty and Sensex given a return of 11% CAGR for last decade, which is not encouraging actually. Our real India lies in below these 10 stocks, like top 10 stocks in mid cap and small cap, which haven't performed in last 10 years. So we are going to see a big bull market in Indian economy. So will it continue in linear fashion? Bull market can't move in a linear fashion. We will have an intermediate correction in between. It could be 5%, that 10%, and even we can see 20% kind of correction in this bull market. Similarly, we have seen in 2003 to 2008 phase where we have also seen correction of 20%. So this bull run has more legs to go, but intermediate correction will be there. So now come to stocks. So stocks and sector. I'm not talking about stocks here. I'm talking about sector. So I believe mid cap and small cap are going to outperform the market. And in terms of sector, if Indian economy is doing well, so Indian economy facing stocks, and where especially banking and financial sectors are likely to do well, because banking and financial sector is the backbone of the economy, and especially Indian economy, where financial inclusion is going to be done, has to be done more. So this banking and financial sector is going to outperform. Other than this, the sector which haven't performed for last 10 to 12 years after 2008, and there is so much value. And I said that because of the fiscal stimulus, government policy, and this budget, we are going to see strong performance by capital goods, infrastructure sector. I want to discuss I want to share the chart of BSE Capital Good Index. If I can share just a minute. Nishanji, can you help?
Yes,
Well,
yes, Santosh, just 1 second. I
okay.
just give you the rights. Okay. Yes, Santosh, you are on.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to discuss with you the chart of BSE Capital Good Index. This is the monthly chart of the BSE Capital Good Index. You can see in from 2003 to 2008, it has witnessed a stellar rally from the level of around 800 to 24,000 level. Was a stellar rally in capital goods segment. But after that, it didn't perform at all. We have seen that 12 year of underperformance, and now it is breaking out. If you can able to see that it is breaking out this 12 years of consolidation. So can we expect such kind of rally? Yes, we can expect such kind of rally. We are looking India as a manufacturing hub, or if we are seeing as a economy of next decade, so it can perform well. Similarly, real estate sector also may outperform, which if we look at the chart of the real estate sector, so just for after 2008, it didn't perform at all. It has fallen so much up from the peak of 2008. So it can also do well a lot. And other than this, generally it is a tendency that when Indian economic facing stocks are doing well, then defensive and like IT and pharma don't do well. But I believe IT also should perform well because COVID-19 bring brought a big technological shift in the world. I believe IT sector also should do well in coming days. And if we talk about pharma has come out. Just let me share the chart of the pharma index as well. Pharma has come out of the 5 year of bear market. This was a 5 year of bear market. It has come out of this 5 year bear market. We have just seen 1 year of bull market. So it is not so small bull market. It may continue for another 3 to 4 years, but it is not going to see a linear rally. We are going to see 6 months or four to 6 months of consolidation, then rally, then a consolidation. So it won't be so linear, but it will also perform well. So I believe all the sectors are going to do well. So market is likely to firing on all cylinders. And other than this, auto, if Indian economy is going to do well, the auto should also do well.
Santosh ji, if we speak, okay, so you just mentioned few sectors. So out of all those few sectors, which sectors, according to you, like if we just talk about one or two, which sectors can multiply the wealth of the investors?
Just I shared the chart of the capital goods, and so if I'm looking at the chart of capital goods, so it is not related to capital goods. You should also look infra and power. So this capital economy facing stocks or sector can outperform in coming days. So look at this sector, which can create huge wealth. And I'm saying another sector as well. Insurance sector I like very well. I like too much because it is a new segment for the Indian economy, and there is so much under penetration, so opportunity is big for this insurance sector. And after COVID-19, people realize the value of their health and their life. So I believe this sector can also do well. So investors should have good quality stocks of this from this sector into their portfolio. So these are some, and other sector also, new sector like chemicals and like platform based business. So there are new segments also which can also perform in coming days, but the real money will be made in the mid cap and small cap basket, which did well, which actually because it is the real Indian economy.
So can you show the mid cap chart?
Yeah, I can show the Nifty mid cap chart as
Yeah.
well. It is a Nifty mid cap
Wow.
chart. So you can see it was a breakout level in 2014. It did very well till 2000, is at starting of 2018, but after 2018 there was a setback for the small cap and mid cap sector because of some norms and rules. But after a big correction, it has started its journey for a new bull market. So I believe it can outperform in coming days.
Okay.
So this is all about sector. And let me discuss a little bit about institutional activity. If we talk about the institutional activity, so in month of March of 2020, FI sold about 65,000 crore, while DIS bought around 55,000 crore. But after March, FIs are buying continuously because of the global liquidity and easy monetary policy, fiscal stimulus. And in last 1 year, they have bought around 1.3 lakh crore in Indian equity market. And if I exclude 65,000 crore selling of Mars, so it is more than 2 lakh crore in last 1 year. Why DIS have sold around 80,000 crore? Well, they have bought in month of March of about 55 crore, but they have sold more than that in last 1 year. So why DIS are selling? You may have question about DIS. One reason could be that they have bought in the month of March, and the another reason is that there is too much disbelief among the investors with when Nifty had rallied from the March lows to 11,000, 10,000, 11,000. So people were thinking that there will be second round of selling, market should fall again. So most of the investors have redeemed their portfolio. So there was too much redemption pressure on mutual funds. Because of this, we have seen selling by DIS. Another reason is that there are many stocks which have double, triple, even 10 beggars in last 1 year. So individual investors are thinking that they can make better money than mutual funds. So this is another reason DIs we are seeing selling by DIIs, and new money is not coming in mutual fund. There are some reason because of this we are seeing selling by DIs. I want to share some interesting fact about FIs and DIs. You generally see that whenever FIs buy, DIs sell, and most of the time the amount almost same. Why is it so? I'm I'm not exactly right, but I try to point out some reason or some interesting fact. One important reason is that they both are main player in our market. They provide liquidity to each other. When one want to buy, another provide liquidity to sell. So this is one of the reason. Another important reason is that the money the money of FIS which come to India is 70% comes from ETF route, exchange traded fund route, like MSCI, FTSE. So this money, we call this money as hot money. Hot money means whenever there is a bull run in the market, they continue to come in the market. Whenever there is a sell off in the market, they continue to go out of the market. So we call it a hot money. And FIS, who which comes through this route, likely to trade on the market order. Means whatever the current price is, they want to trade on that trade. And on the contrary, DIS wants to trade on limit order. Means whatever if market price is something, they want to buy it 2 to 3% lower, if, and they want to sell, they want to put a limit order 2 to 3% higher. So whenever FIs buy at market rate, market goes up, and the limit order of DIS get executed, and we see the selling by DIS. And whenever FIs sell at market rate, market goes down, and DIS buy order gets executed. This is one of the reason. I'm not 100% correct, but this is one of the logic we generally see uh, the same figure, matching figure by FIs and DIs in opposite direction. So this is the one of the reason. So this is from about the current market setup of the market. So I believe in India and invest in India. The important quote from the latest web series Harshad Mehta scam is India पे दाव लगा दो इंडिया का भाव बनने वाला है. So I believe in India. You should also believe in India. Invest in India, but stay nimble and stay alert if something changes. And like if you see euphoria in the market, any shift in the market dynamics, because market dynamics can't remain same, it can be changed. So if market dynamics will change, so you have to change your view. But for timing, I am very bullish about Indian economy and Indian stock market. So this is all about current market setup from my side. Nisanji, if you want to add anything, you can
Yes.
add, or you can ask any question if you have.
Yes, sure. Thank you so much, Santoshi. I think that was a fantastic introduction about the equity market and the few sector. I personally found that the first capital goods breakout was excellent, and I think after a very good consolidation, it gave a breakout. So I think people please focus on the first chart, the that Santoshi had discussed, that is on the capital goods. I think that personally I found that was a capital goods, right?
Right. This
Yeah.
was BSC capital
Yeah.
goods.
BSE Capital, yeah, that was because that was an excellent breakout compared to reality and other. I think this is a better in breakout compared to both the sectors that Santoshji had discussed. So Santoshji, I think there is a question. I think a smart question asked by Sumit that that you talked about mid cap investment. If large cap gave good return with low risk, then why mid cap and small cap should be in anyone's portfolio?
The thing is that I agree. It depends on your risk profile. If your risk profile is not so aggressive, if you are like in the age of retirement or early 60s, so it would be better to remain in the large cap. But if you want to play the growth of real Indian economy, then you have to go into mid cap and small cap. But please beware that don't trap in low quality or junk stocks, because if there is a bull market, then you will see rally in all kind of stocks. But you have to do your study before investing. There are lots of opportunities there, but stay alert and stay nimble.
Perfect. So with this, I think now we should focus on the questions that we personally have designed. So guys, now we are asking few questions to Santosh ji, and post that we will open your question and answer round with Santosh ji. And I think Santosh ji, you can give some idea about the few scripts that can become some, that can give some good return with some disclaimers, because all my participants are expert in this field, but if they are spending some time, they hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah.
try to, yeah. So Santoshi, at the end of the webinar, please at least give one or two script which can,
Yeah, I will
according to
share.
you, might give some better returns. Okay.
Okay, fine.
So
Sure,
fine.
sure.
So with this, let's start few question and answer, guys. I think these questions are very important to understand. Okay. So the first question, Mr. Minaje, is current rise in bond yield is an alarming situation, right?
Yeah,
Like from
right.
last 1 month or 1.5 months, we saw the global bond yields are rising. So what it can create the impact on equity market, because we have seen some correction. So do you think that correction can more deepen?
Rising bond yields is a talking point everyone nowadays, and last week we have seen lots of volatility in the market just because of the bond yields, and it will create impact in the market. It will create lots of volatilities in coming days, at least in short term. Now, if we talk about the in long term, so the big question is that can rising bond yields and rising equity market coexist? I would say yes, because in past many bull markets, they coexist. In 2003 to 2008 phase, bond yields were rising and equity market did very well. In early 90s, same situation was there. In 2009 to 2010, same situation was there. But the important question is that the reason behind the rising bond yield, there are two reasons nowadays. One reason is fear of inflation, and second reason is expectation of growth in the economy, world economy. So, if we talk about the second reason, it is a very good reason. Then India stock market can rally along with rally in the bond yields, because if there is an expectation of higher growth than the rise in bond yield, then equity market is likely to do well. Because in 2003 to 2008 phase, bond yields were rising, but earning growth was surprising to everyone and surpassing bond yields by big margin. So equity market was rallying. But the second question is the worries of inflation, and there is a worries of inflation because of the two reasons. There is a one is cost demand pull inflation, is second is cost push inflation. And nowadays we are facing both kind of scenario. One, there's a recovery in the economy, so there is a demand pull inflation is also, and another is there are some supply side constant also because of the COVID-19 and some geopolitical tension. So there are both situations. But I believe the cost push inflation is likely to be temporary. It is not going to be permanent. And if there will be only demand pull inflation, then it is not going to hurt too much. And we are going to see rally in both equity market and bond market, bond yields. So I believe they can coexist, and we are going to see rally in both equity market and bond yields.
Okay, so that means earlier also you have seen the similar situation when the rising yield is actually the beneficial for the rising equities also. So this is
Yeah,
rising yield is a short-term phenomenon,
yeah.
right?
In short term, it will cause a lots of volatility because there is a fear of that FIS money goes out of this emerging market, because these are risky assets like India, and the money can move to US bond, which are safe haven instruments. But in long run, if economy is going to outperform and growth rate is going too much higher than bond yields, then stock market is going to do well. Whether the money from the FIS or DIS, the money will definitely come to market.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Santoshji. I think the second question is very close to me also, because I personally like this stock a lot. So, guys, now the next question is, recently one stock IEX, Indian Energy Exchange, is gaining good momentum despite negative news. I think we have seen some good news about the IEX, that in NSE, National Stock Exchange, took 26% in IEX. So IEX is an energy exchange and the stock is IEX. So we have seen some good momentum despite some negative news. So, sir, do you think like it can be a next wealth booster stock for any individual participants?
First, I would like to put a chart of IEX.
Yes, sir.
By looking chart, you will feel that it is going to continue its bullish momentum, right?
Yeah.
Right. And if I talk fundamentally, so nowadays platform-based stocks are doing very well, and especially they are monopoly or duopoly, they are doing very well, and they are in niche business. So I like that kind of business as well. Like one of my favorite is CDSL. I am looking lots of opportunity over there. and other stocks like IRCTC and CAMS and like Root Mobile and IEX, one of my favorite stocks because uh, that's a like different story. It is a monopoly business. It has a 95% share in the power exchange business, and nowadays Indian power sector is opening up, and only 5% of power trading is power trading is done on exchanges. While in developed market, it is this figure is 40 to 50%. So opportunities a lot of for this company, and it has entered into gas exchange also, so which is a clean energy, so there is a scope also there, and it is going to start working for other our neighborhood countries like Bangladesh and Nepal also. And another important thing is that this business has lots of entry barriers, so it is not going to easy for another company to come into this business. And it is a asset light business. So I believe this is a this stock has a phenomenal story, and it can create huge wealth in the long run. So it looks expensive on trailing earning, but on forward earning, it is still very cheap because there is a huge growth potential. It just started its growth journey. I believe it can create huge wealth in long run.
Perfect, Santoshi. I think very well. Yeah. Yes, Santoshi, I think you have very well explained with the fundamentals and technicals also. So, guys, I think you should focus on Indian Energy Exchange for the next wealth booster with the disclaimers. Fine. So, the third question is okay. Santoshi, the third question is related to Fin Nifty because you have recently, the NSE have recently launched an index after BSE and NSE. There is an index called Fin Nifty. Okay. But it failed to gain the good amount of volume because, since inception, we saw the Fin Nifty has not gained any good volume compared to the BSE and NSE. Do you think it can create some buzz in the coming months?
NSA is known for its innovative products, and why? Because of this, it is a leader in this derivative, and especially in option segment. And its Bank Nifty, especially weekly option product, did phenomenally well. And but Fin Nifty didn't well like Bank Nifty did, uh, because there is a need for some there was a problem of liquidity. So first, NSE should try to create liquidity in this product by promoting it among arbitrators, institutional traders, and proprietary traders, and should create more awareness program among retail traders. It is a very good product actually because it has volatility, and traders like volatility. If there is a volatility, then option traders also like this instrument will like this instrument, and traders can do pair trading through this and Bank Nifty and can hedge their position. So it is a good product, but NSE should try to make it more lucrative by providing liquidity in this instrument.
Yes, so I think you have very well explained that liquidity should be provided by NSE. But friends, I need to add few more points what Santoshi had discussed about the Fin Nifty. I think Fin Nifty is the product, guys. I think we should understand in depth because this index is based of only 20 stocks, and all those 20 stocks are from the NBFCs, bank, and other financial institutions. Okay, so these stocks are highly correlated with the Bank Nifty, with the Nifty. And Fin Nifty is having a 90% correlation with Nifty and Bank Nifty. And the lot size is also not very big. So I think, guys, if you try to focus in Fin Nifty option, because Bank Nifty and Fin Nifty moves 90% hand to hand. Okay, but we don't understand this product because we never traded in this product. But Fin Nifty is the next very important field because, as Santoshi said, it helps in creating the pair trading also. Okay, so in next few sessions we will try to cover how to do pair trading in with Fin Nifty, Nifty, and all those things. But yeah, Fin Nifty will surely gain momentum. That is what I think, and Fin Nifty can be next Bank Nifty if NSE will give some push from the volume side. Okay, So now coming on the next question, yes, I think Santoshi, you will answer this in a very better manner. Now, recent volatility helped the algorithm players a lot than the manual players, because we saw that Nifty touched 15,400, then again it fell till 14,700. Again, it is moving towards the new high, and again it went till 15,000. Okay, so this kind of volatility actually helped the algorithm players compared to the manual players. Do we think rise of machine will change the shape of the financial market?
Yes, I agree. Because the lots of volatility, algo trading has become important part of the market. And another way, because of the algo trading, volatility has uh, increased in last few days, right? And in the world of technology, algo trading is going to play a very important role, because in such a high volatility environment, it is difficult for human to match the speed, timing, and the perfection
Sir,
of
I
the.
request just 1 second, Santoshi.
Yes.
Rajendra ji, could you please mute yourself? I think Santoshi, you can mute Rajendra ji.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Okay.
go
So
ahead, go ahead.
I was saying that it is going to play an important role in this technological world, because human can't match speed, accuracy, perfection uh, with machine trades. So they have to adopt this machine trading. Uh, in developed market, it is 80 to 85% it is a part of total trades, and in India it is still only 30 to 35%. So there's a big opportunities there, and to deal with, to remove the human error, especially human psychological error, traders have to adopt algo trading. Only problem is in India is that as of now, SEBI is not allowing retail traders uh, to trade through algo trading. But I believe in next coming days, SEBI will make some regulation and allow retail traders to trade. Another problem is there are some instrument and stocks where liquidity issues there, low depth is there. So there are some challenges, but by that time market will become mature and adopt to this machine learning, and it will become part of every trader, I believe.
Okay. Fine. So you just spoke about the machine trading, and yes, very well said, Sumit. I think SEBI has already curtailed the retail players to directly go with the algorithm. The reason was very simple, guys, because so right now only big institution pro trading desks are allowed to trade the algorithm trades. Okay, so there are two things: semi algorithm and algorithm. We retail players can access to semi algorithm. Semi algorithm means you will get the buy and sell signal, but you have to execute manually. But in proper algorithm, the after the signals, the machine only execute your orders. Okay, so we are okay with the semi algos right now, because SEBI has some different views on the retail side, because so many times algos creates disaster for many many big players. I think you have heard about the flash trading happened in US in 2008. Because of sudden algorithm sell, a sudden market went till lower circuit. If you don't remember that incident, please read about the flash circuit points. When sudden algo, because of some big algos fail, suddenly market hit the lower circuit. Again, it went high, but that lower circuit created panic in the market. That was the reason our Indian market SEBI doesn't allow the retail players, because the level of maturity that needs for the algorithm is currently is not, we are like lacking in the retail players. So that is the reason, and very soon, yes, I am with you, Sumit. Very soon, I think SEBI will allow with some step in the algorithm today. Yes, Chandan, algorithm is good. Is not bad if you use this algorithm in a systematic way. And very soon we're gonna keep the basic to advanced versions of algorithm trading sessions in our next series. Okay. So now with this, we are coming on our next question from the Santosh ji. And Santosh ji, yes, everyone's favorite question. I think now everyone wants to listen this. Okay. I request guys, please, if yes, Tarun, I will share for that the Samuel for Samuel Go. Yes, Tarun, I will share for that. We have that. Okay. Which site Santoshji is showing? Mr. Gupta, Santoshji using the Edelweiss platform. So this is a paid one. Hope am I right, sir?
No, it is free one. Anyone can use it. It's a very user
Okay.
friendly and very good platform to use for a retail traders. Those who don't want to invest any single rupees, it is one of the best free
No
platform to
problem.
use.
So we have, yes. I think we do have some this kind of softwares with us. So guys, don't worry with the thing. We're gonna share the
Hello,
link for you.
hello,
Okay,
hello.
fine. Yes,
So myself Arun speaking from Chhattisgarh.
yes, Arunji.
Um,
Arunji, I
can you
request please.
can you
Yeah, I request our like participant question and answer session will be after this one. So I request you to please
okay,
hold your question after some time. Okay, so we have
okay,
one of our last
okay,
question. Yes, Arunji.
okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Okay. Right. Yes, Tushar, we're gonna share the link on the mail. Don't worry about that because this is like a publicly we cannot speak about any particular website, but we're gonna share few links with the mail and with the recordings. So now coming on the yes, so Nishant, okay, so one question is very important that Nishant Soni has asked about the Fin Nifty volume, guys. Okay, sir, can you answer my question? Is it possible for NSE to inject volume? Nishant, I think you have misunderstood the answer. NSE cannot inject the volume, but to increase the volume in the market, NSE hires the market makers because whenever market the volumes are dry, this was an example when currency introduced because whenever any new product got introduced in the market, exchange appoints some market makers. Market makers means they keep throws the bid and ask rates in the market. Without bid and ask rate, nobody will get interest in dealing in that market. So NSE cannot directly inject the volume. They hire the market makers, and market makers show or flows the bid and ask in the market. So in that way, the volume gets increase. Yes, obviously, Sumit. Yes, obviously, NSE need to product promote. Obviously, because if any new product is like, suppose if I give you an example of bond market, no one is aware about the bond market. Now, if NSE wants to do volume in bond market, how will it do the volume? Obviously, by hiring the market makers or by spreading the product promotions. Okay, because this is valid by the SEBI. Fine. Yes, Rajendra, I will share that semi algorithm wala. I do have few semi algorithm. So with this, I will surely share that one. So coming on our last query, last question from Mr. Santoshji. Santoshji, the question is now everyone wants to listen this. What's your view on Nifty and Bank Nifty for the year 2021? What is your view, like where it's gonna touch or what maximum retrace it can give to the market?
As I said that I'm very bullish about the market because it is a structural bull market and we have just covered only 20 to 30% of journey. So there's a long way to go, and I believe there will be outperformance by small and mid cap segment, but there would be a good gain in Nifty and Bank Nifty as well. So if I talk about the Nifty, first I want to put the chart of the Nifty so it would be easier to discuss. Uh, uh, what I believe it can go if it can go easily. My conservative target is 18,000 for the Nifty. It can go up to 18,000 in 2021, which is around 20% higher from the current level. And I'm not thinking that if market get correct, the 13,500 to 13,000 zone will be the first and crucial demand area where we'll see buying again. So every correction or every dip will be buying opportunity in the market. If I talk about the short-term trend of the market, so you can see after crossing the pre-COVID level of which was around 11,800 to 12,000, this was the level. after crossing the pre-COVID level, Nifty didn't close below its 50-day moving average. So the short-term trend will remain bullish, will remain intact in bullish side till Nifty trades above 50-day moving average. If it closes below 50-day moving average, then we can expect a near-term trend reversal or short-term profit booking where traders can go short also. But in the long run, this correction will be buying opportunity. As I said, this correction could be 5%, 10%, even 15, 20% we can see. But as of now, I don't think it should fall below 13,000. Worst case scenario could be the breakout point of 12,400, which was previous high. So at any correction, there will be a buying opportunity in upside. We can see 18,000 level in 2021 on a conservative side, or so we can see even higher level. And if I talk about Bank Nifty, I believe Bank Nifty is going to outperform the Nifty because, as I said, high beta stocks and economic facing stocks are going to do well. And if market corrects, if Bank Nifty corrects, so immediate 32,500 level, which was the previous breakout level, is going to a strong support for the Bank Nifty, and in a deeper correction or 13,000 is going to act as a critical support level. And in the upside, I won't be surprised if Bank Nifty can go in 45,000 to 50,000 zone by the end of 2021. So the Bank Nifty is going to outperform Nifty, and the bull market is continue to remain intact. So this is view about Nifty, Bank Nifty. Friday's movement of the market was little disappointing, where Nifty opens 150 point higher and then ended 150 point lower. But good part of Friday's trading session was that it managed to close above important demand zone of 15,000 to 14,950 and above 20-day moving average. So let's see how next week is going to pan out. But as long as we are trading above 50-day moving average, which is currently at 14,700, the short-term trend will also remain intact in bullish side. Below this, we can expect short-term correction, but overall trend is likely to remain bullish.
Santosh, I think you have. Okay, friend, let me ask one question to Santosh ji. Santosh ji, can you just take to the previous chart, like the Nifty one?
Nifty one, okay, fine.
Yeah, because you had given some important direction that you have. Yeah, okay. So I think, friends, Santosh ji had discussed that since the COVID breakout, it never closed below the 50 days or 50 months. I think this is a monthly chart, right?
Daily chart. It's daily
Okay.
chart.
So this is a daily chart, and what is the level of that green moving average?
It is currently 14,700 level.
Okay. Wow. So the same level, guys, I think we had seen the current bull run also, like market witnessed fall till 14,700. Again, it touched 15,300. I think 14,700 just 300 points away, and it never closed below this 50 days moving average. This is a very strong support, I think, because if we see the previous history of this 50 days moving average, the 50 days is intact for last around 6 to 7 months. Hope am I right, sir?
Yeah, after September, Nifty didn't close below 50-day moving average.
This is very important sign.
Yeah, and after crossing pre-COVID level, this was the pre-COVID level around 11,800.
Yeah.
So after that, Nifty didn't close below 50-day moving average.
So I think this is a very important thing to understand, guys. 50 days is 14,700. Now, if any close below 14,700 will create an alarming, or we can see some.
Yeah, we can say short-term trend reversal in the market.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. We understand. Okay, guys. So with this, I think all our questions we had discussed with the Santosh ji. Now we are opening a Q&A session for our participants. So guys, if it is my request to please ask your question related to the subject. Okay. Now the first question I think Tarun ji has asked Santosh ji, that is, sir, any logic to create 100 and 200 days moving average?
These are as simple moving averages, and they work very well. And there are reasons for every moving averages. If you say about 20-day moving averages, So around 20 day, why 20-day moving average? Because in a month, if we exclude holidays and everything, so it is around 20 days of trading session. So 20-day moving average X very well support. And 50-day itself, 50 and 100 are psychological levels. So they work very well in the market. And generally, most of the institutional traders, especially mutual funds, are like to buy around this simple moving averages of 100 to 100. So this level generally acts as a strong support at any correction. So these are the reason. And if I want to share one important moving average for the intraday traders. If you are using 15-minute charts of Nifty, so just apply the simple moving average of 25 number of candles in a day. If we are looking 15-minute charts, so there will be 25 candles in a day. So it will act as a strong support throughout the day, support or resistance throughout the day. So try to apply this moving average. So for every moving average, there is a logic and reasoning.
Okay. So I think you had, okay. So Santoshji, you just spoke about the 25 uh, candles, right? Because in a full day, there are 25 candles,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I was talking about intraday traders who are using 15 minutes charts, so they can
15 minutes
apply
chart, and in 15 minutes chart, we should use the 25 ka errand, right?
simple moving average. They can apply and check. They will be surprised to see the market behavior whenever it comes to that level.
Yeah. So this is, I think, an interesting thing that you had discussed.
And
Okay.
similarly, you can apply 54 moving average in commodity and 32 moving average in currency. The reason is the same.
Wow, this is nice. I think we should understand that. I think, sir. I think with this we should have also. I need to add one thing about the 100 and 200 days moving average. So I think Santoshji had spoke about the 50, 100 and 200. So guys, I just request. Okay, so big institution use this kind of moving average 1500 and 200 because most of the retail players do attach with this moving average. I request if you can just convert this moving average to Fibonacci's. Okay, so there are Fibonacci's numbers. So instead of 50, try to use 55. Okay, and instead of 100, try to use the next number close to 100 of Fibonacci. Okay, so I think that will give you some better results compared to what because institutions know where you have kept stop loss based on the moving average, because every institution knows this is the 50 moving days moving average, and most of the retailers must have kept the stop loss at 50 days moving average. So if they knows your stop loss, obviously what they will try to do, they will give a small closing below that, and again they will pull back the price. So this is
Yes,
what I observe. Try to
yes.
use the. Yes, sir. So
Yes, I agree that, and it always gives a trading opportunity to you if you are seeing an interesting price action at this moving average. If you see that the stop loss has been triggered, means the stock has fallen below that average and witness sharp recovery again. So it is a
yes,
clear sign that there is someone has entered, smart money has entered at lower level. So so this kind of price action can give an interesting trade with a uh, very
absolutely,
good risk reward ratio.
because the institution plays with the emotions of retail, then only they will make money, right? So
Right.
that is the simple. I can give you that. Try to use Fibonacci numbers moving average. It will give you a better understanding or better results compared to the numbers that is already known by all the market participants.
Similarly, in RSI also, instead of using 70-30, you can use 60-40, means 40 is
Yeah.
38.2% and 60 is 61.8% retracement.
Absolutely. So that is in an RSI. Yeah. So absolutely, I think total nine. Yeah. So I think yes. I think those who are asking this 25, sir has already discussed about the 25, the importance of 25 moving average in 15 minutes chart. Okay. So any other question, participants, so that we can ask to Santosh ji apart from. Okay. Nimesh has asked with the bullish view about India, where do we expect Nifty? I think Nimish, this is a very wide question because 2030 is like 10 years from the current era, so it is
Just,
like a full decade. Yes, Santosh ji.
I want to say that it is injustice to talk about higher level in bull market. We always look for the support. Sky is open for the market actually, and as we are believing that next decade is going for India. So don't think about level, think about wealth creation. So skies is open for you.
Okay, so I think there is one more question need to be understand and okay, Nishant, before taking your question and before okay, so what is your view on Tata Motors? So
Uh,
can you just open Tata Motors chart because I
yes,
personally
yes,
feel
yes.
this Tata Motor is excellent. Huh?
Right, right.
Yeah. I personally feel this stock is very excellent. Sorry, Tata Power. Sorry. Tata Power. I
Tata
apologize. It's Tata Power. Sorry.
I just recently wrote about Tata Power on
Yes,
my
yes.
LinkedIn profile. When it was around 80 level, I just talk about this stock. There is a turnaround story for this particular stock actually. Uh, in US, uh, EV is a big theme actually nowadays. We have seen the rally in the Tesla. Uh, so which is in terms of volume in terms of production it is much lower than other big players, but the stock has witnessed a big rally because the US market is betting on the EV theme, and if this theme transform to India, it has to transform to India as well because the EV theme is going to be faster than we are thinking because very soon it will be part of our life. So Tata Power is doing very great job in the field of EV because it it is going to be major infrastructure provider for e-vehicle, and so overall Tata Group is doing very well towards this E theme from Tata Chemical, Tata Motor, Tata Power. There's a perfect and Tata Group is seeing a turnaround story actually. So I believe Tata Power is going to create a huge wealth for the investor. It has huge potential to go. I'm not talking about the particular level in upside, but I believe it can easily double from here because fundamentally there is a big change and technically is also breaking out from historical resistance. So I believe there is a long way to go in Tata Power. It should be
Okay.
portfolio stock.
Yeah, personally, I also feel this is a very good stock that can be
You can
included in
see
the
the clear
portfolio.
those who looks technical. It's a clear long-term downsloping trend line breakout.
Yeah.
The year long 2008 to 2020, 12 year of down cycle. So it is going to be big outperformer in coming days.
Okay. Santoshji, need to ask one question related to the gold, like the commodities. Do you
Okay.
think the commodities has made his intermediate top?
Uh, no, commodity. If liquidity is going to be there, so everything is going to rally. Uh, I believe there will be no such outperformance in gold, but there there will be some consolidation if we talk about in Indian terms. So between 44 to 45,000, it is going to take support, and in upside 50,000, 55,000. So there will be a consolidation, but not outperformance will be there by commodity. Yeah, but in metal, the rally is likely to continue because of the recovery in the global economy. US, we, I believe US economy is going to do well in coming days also. So because of the US economy, China is also recovering very well. So metal in commodities, metal is are going to do very well. I'm
So we
little
should.
bit doubt about crude oil because I believe crude is because of the recovery in the economy, crude is going to do well, but there won't be too much rally in the crude oil because in future we are going to see supply as well. So in commodity, gold is likely to remain sideways, crude also is likely to remain sideways, where and metal is going to outperform.
Okay, so that means we should focus on the metal stocks like copper, like Hindustan Copper or the
Yeah,
Hindalco and all those, right?
aluminum is another thing because the EV theme is because of the aluminum. Because if you have to make EV vehicle successful, then you have to keep them lightweight to make them lightweight, you have to use aluminum in manufacturing. So I believe aluminum can outperform. So look for the stocks related to aluminum as well.
Okay. Okay. Can you just open the chart of IDBI, sir?
Yeah, interesting chart. Recently, we have seen a accumulation bomb.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
a
So this
weekly
is the
chart. It is just a
200
week,
days. Yeah.
weekly chart. Weekly chart. This is a weekly chart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is daily chart and this is weekly chart. Now it is weekly chart. So those simple classical pattern of inverse head and shoulder kind of pattern is there, but
Hmm.
it is it was a these stocks were well destroyer in past, but I believe uh, PSU stocks are likely to do well in coming days because there is some change in policy and especially in attitude of the government. So like they want that stock should do well in terms of profitability and they have changed their policies. So I believe there's a value in PSU stock. Yeah, technically, there are IDBI can perform in coming days. It can go up to 80 rupees level, but I believe there are better stocks than this in the market.
So which is that better
PSU.
stock?
Uh, if I if I'll talk about the PSU stock, then one of my favorite is Bharat Electronics Limited, which is one of the major players.
BL.
Right, for the Make in India team, Gas Authority of India, GAIL, and if we talk about the Steel Authority of India in metal space, and recently MSTC has come in life. Like earlier, we have seen a turnaround in ITI. Similar turnaround is visible in the MSTC. Uh, as of now, we are not seeing too much growth in financial, but in coming days, we are going to see a good growth. Uh, People are only connecting it with only scrappage policy because one of its subsidiaries manage scrappage work. But other than this, it is major player of e-governance. Like most of the auctions are being done through its platform. So it is going to be a dark horse in PSU stock. So keep watch on this stock as well. So there's a huge value in the PSU stock as well in coming days.
Perfect. So I think with this, the last question we need to take off. I think Sir has already spoke about the Bank Nifty target. Will US market will continue to influence Indian market? Can I request views on TCS? So obviously, I think we need to. I think I should answer this. Yes, Nishant. Obviously, US is a 36 trillion economy, right? And we are 2 trillion economy. So obviously, US will create an influence on the world market. This is for sure, whether we like it or not. And regarding the TCSU, surely we're gonna take that. Okay, Yatin, please repeat the PSU stock. So the answer is GAIL, SAIL, and the last one is ITI, which
BEL,
one?
MSCC, BEL, yeah,
NSCCL, right? BEL.
MSC,
Yeah.
right.
Okay. So fine. So I think, guys, Santoshi, could you just give me the co-host, right? So that I need to introduce one more.
Just a minute, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have done it.
Okay. Perfect. So fine. Thank you so much, Santosh ji. I think okay. So Nishant, I'll share the chart of TCS in our group. That needs not to be worried. Fine. So I think, guys, we are in the final stage of our today's session. But with this, the one more announcement needs to make. As you know, CFI has partnered for education with Philip Capital, and I think very soon Philip Capital will keep a very interesting demo of the people who are interested in algorithm, semi algorithm. Okay, so I think with this, all your queries related to the algo part will keep take care. So we have Mr. Dhaval. uh Dhaval ji, are you there?
Yes, Nishant sir.
Okay, so Dhavalji, I think with this you can just give a brief about the Philip Capital and how it can create change life for the participants, so that we can have some good understanding. Yes, sir. Over to you.
Sure. Thank you, Nishant sir.
Thank you, CFI, for giving Philip Capital this opportunity. Very good evening to everyone. My name is Dhaval Haranya. I think so. There are many participants from previous last week's session, who knows about Philip Capital. But just to give you a small brief about Philip Capital. So Philip Capital India is a part of Philip Capital Group of Singapore. So we have our head office in Mumbai for India, and we offer various products and services in financial markets. So we are currently working extensively with institutional clients, HNIs, as well as retail clients across all asset classes, be it equity, debt, commodity, currency, everything. So just to give a small brief, so what we believe is, giving a good client service